The herring spawn is brief, but if you time it right, you'll have a freezer full of bait and a front row seat to one of nature's greatest shows. Every year, the waters between Campbell River and Parksville come alive with one of the most spectacular migrations in the Pacific Northwest, the herring spawn. Tens of thousands of tons of these shimmering baitfish move in from the open ocean, seeking shallow waters to lay their eggs, and when they arrive, the entire ecosystem shifts into high gear. You'll see commercial fishing boats clustered together, working tirelessly to harvest this valuable resource. But they're not the only ones paying attention. Seals, sea lions, bald eagles, seabirds all gather in huge numbers, feasting on the endless schools of herring. For anglers, this is the perfect time to stock up on fresh bait. Whether you're jigging with a sabiki rig off the docks, working the tide lines, or spotting bait balls on your sonar, knowing when and where to fish can make all the difference. Today, we'll break down everything you need to know about catching herring effectively, where to find them, and what rigs work best. This episode is brought to you by West Coast Fishing Tackle, the quality anglers deserve. Parksville Boathouse, your full-service boat dealer and chandlery. Gone Fishing, serving Vancouver Island and beyond for over 30 years.
Tyler and I were out a couple of days ago here in 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗯𝗃, and we managed to get our herring for bait, for roll mops, and various other things. Today, we're going to take you along with us. Our buddy Brian has joined us from Sydney. Herring came in originally at the top of Point Holmes, then into Goose Spit, to the top end of Hornby and Denman, and they've moved themselves a little bit further down. So we're going to show you the techniques we use for catching these bad boys. I had a look at the marine traffic today, and it showed all of the commercial herring boats were down at the bottom end of Hornby. It's a great way for figuring out where the herring are. Obviously, you don't want to go right in and fish amongst them, but if you get close enough, should be a good chance of getting them. How's that?
So this is a clear indication that the herring spawn is on. We've got commercial herring boats absolutely everywhere. But this is a great spot for us to start. We're seeing a little bit of bait on the sounder, and we're gonna troll around here a little bit until we find a little bit more on the sounder, and then probably drop the jigs down.
We're just drifting along here. We've come into some bait that we're marking on the screen about 70 or 80 feet. As we're drifting this direction, I'm casting the sabiki jig out that way so it comes down straight underneath the boat as we go over it. And we have bites. There we go. Nice. Just a double, but a good way to start the day.
Hey.
Good size herring. Nice and shiny. Man, they're good looking herring.
When jigging for herring, keep your motion short and quick. A gentle flick of the wrist. Herring have soft mouths, so aggressive jerks can tear the hooks right out. The goal is to mimic small, darting baitfish without overworking the rig. Less is more when it comes to herring. We're down here at Gone Fishing. When you are fishing for herring out there, when the herring spawn is on, it's important to grab yourself some sabiki rigs. You can find these here on the shelf. They come in a couple of different sizes. They come in a number 8 hook size or a number 4 hook size. And these are a real good typical color here with the red and the green glow bead. And then on the back side, they've also come with all your attachments to be able to hook up to your line and then also hook up your weight, which you can go anywhere from a 6 ounce to a 4 ounce, especially as you're starting out. And then, you know, once you get comfortable with jigging for herring, you can even drop it down to a 2 ounce or a 1 ounce weight. But these are a really good pre-tied leader that you can get. They usually come with 6 or 8 hooks on them, and this will give you the opportunity to hook up as many herring as you can when you're jigging for those herring.
Things have slowed down a little bit for us over the last hour or so, but what we're noticing is we've just come through a tide change. It's about halfway up, gone through the ebb, and it's working through the top of the flood. If you have a look behind here, there's all sorts of boats, and they've kind of stopped fishing. They've moored up beside each other. It's like they're taking a lunch break. The birds are taking it easy. They're scoping the place out, flying around looking. It's like something's about to happen. I think if we get a little sort of halfway or 3/4 of the way through this tide change, we're going to start to see the action pick up again. we've seen a distinct change since this high tide's come around here at 4 o'clock. Getting close to it, it's 3:53, and the herring are starting to turn up.
We're finally into a bit of bait here. We've been watching the commercial guys circling around, doing the zigzag, looking for bait like we are. We're starting to get a bit of a bucket full of fish here. We'll show you some of the spoils that we have in the tote anyway. Oh, I'm on. Yeah, I'm on. I think I got one on there, guys. Just a onesie. We're going to bring them up anyway. Yeah, oh, a nice big fatty too.
Nice.
There we go. Look at that guy. Nice big fat one. We'll drop him in the bucket.
Nice job, Tyler.
All right, we're into them now. We found them. We waited for the tide change. That paid off. It's like almost 4 o'clock now, which is perfect for the tide change. We're going to fill this tote.
Well done, boys.
Look at that haul. Woo, baby.
Nice one, Tyler.
What a day. We highly recommend you give this a try. The spawn usually occurs at the end of February and the beginning of March every year. It's a great way to experience the plethora of wildlife in the area and a lot of fun for all ages. You're allowed 20 kilograms per person, but we only take a small amount to be used for bait and some of it for pickling. It's that time. I'm gonna head back to the dock.
We did. We had to work for them.
We did.
We were in with the commercial boats, did the best we possibly could. There were a couple around, but certainly not as many as there were a couple of days ago.
I mean, there was 40 commercial boats out there today, though.
They were working really hard for them as well. I think with the full moon coming in the next couple of days, the spawn's going to go into full force, and they'll really come in thick. With that many commercial boats out there, you know that something's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I mean, that's the thing about the herring spawn is it is a short window, but it's a great window to get out there with your kids and your families and go jigging up some herring because these make some absolutely amazing bait right here. How beautiful those are.
Look at that. That'd be nice on a 4-weight fly rod. Beautiful colors in those things.
Really nice. That's a big sucker, that one.
I'm kind of like fishing with you normally.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on this episode. If you guys like the episode, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below, and we'll see you out in the water.
Tight lines.
This episode is brought to you by Parksville Boathouse, your full-service boat dealer and chandlery. Gone Fishing, serving Vancouver Island and beyond for over 30 years. West Coast Fishing Tackle, the quality anglers deserve.